Hello everybody, it is Louisa and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be doing a slightly different video to what I normally do. It's going to be the first university video on my channel. I think I'm going to do a little series thing on my channel. I don't know how many videos I'm going to do, but they're going to be related to university and future and just to help you guys out and come along on my journey to pick a university. I'm going to be vlogging, maybe visiting the unis and when I go on the campus tours and stuff. I think a lot of my subscribers are a similar age to me, so I thought this would be quite good if you're sort of going through the same thing at the moment, trying to find a university, or obviously there's lots of other options like apprenticeships and gap years and stuff like that, but I think for me I'm looking at going to university. I was thinking about having a gap year, but I feel like the course that I want to do has a year abroad in it, well at most of the unis that I'm looking at. So if I'm going to have a year abroad as well, I feel like I don't want to have another year out before. I think I'm going to have my gap year once I graduate instead of before, but I might change my mind, but at the moment I think that's just the easiest option. Make sure to give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoy it and subscribe to my channel if you're new, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. I don't really know where to start because I've got a few different things that I want to talk about in this video as my first little episode of the series. So I think a few of you will know, I don't know if I've mentioned it on here or if I definitely mentioned it on TikTok and probably on my Instagram story. But basically I was thinking, I was kind of going ahead with applying to Oxbridge. I was going to apply to Oxford. I was kind of in the Oxbridge group at school, and basically my school's really good with Oxbridge, and we had regular meetings every week, sort of interview questions, and we had debates as a group with meetings and stuff with our mentors who were going to be helping us apply for the specific subject that we want to do. So for me, I was really set on doing geography at Oxford, so I had regular meetings with the head of geography and bring in a news article, or she'd get me to bring something in to help me, something that I can write in my personal statement and stuff like that. Yeah, I was kind of set on applying to Oxford. I was okay, I'm gonna do it. I always knew from a young age that I wanted to at least try and apply to Oxford. It's always been a little dream of mine, and I was just always I may as well give it a shot, because not many people can say that they had an interview at Oxford or they applied to it. So I just wanted to give it a shot and see if I'd get in. But basically I just decided that I wasn't as passionate about geography as I would want to be if I was going to apply for that subject. And if you're not familiar with Oxbridge, Oxford and Cambridge University, they're basically the top two universities in the UK, and they're really hard to get into, super competitive. Basically, if you didn't know, they don't do a lot, they don't do a big range of subjects. They do the very basic sort of school subjects, the really academic ones like maths and geography, history. And for me personally, they didn't do the course that I want to do, and I was going to apply for geography because I do geography A level. I've always sort of been interested in the subject, but I just don't think I sort of had a passion for it. I don't think that I'd want to spend every single day studying geography, because I'm not as passionate as what I'd want to be if I was going to apply for that course. So long story short, I ended up ruling out Oxford just because they didn't do the course that I wanted to do. I no longer want to do geography at university. I just don't think that I would want to spend every day studying for a subject that I'm not that passionate about. I just don't think I'd enjoy doing it as much as the subject that I've changed my mind to study instead at different universities. But yeah, I'm not going to bore you guys with all the reasons why I'm not going to go to Oxford anymore. I don't want to put any of you guys off applying, because I think it's a really great opportunity, and I think it's a really if they offer the course that you want to do, then why not go for it? It's really important to choose a subject that you're passionate about, because you're going to be studying it for 3 or 4 years, and you don't want to waste 3 or 4 years of your life. And also the money, it's so expensive to go to university that you could go to an absolutely amazing university, but if you don't like the subject, then what is the point in applying? Because you're not going to enjoy it. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking about that now because I feel like it's kind of boring, and basically you guys now know that I'm not applying to Oxford, which is the main thing that I was trying to say. Okay, so now I've got that out of the way, I'm going to be talking about the course that I've decided that I want to do, or a similar, well basically the course that I want to do isn't the same at every university, so it's slightly different at every university. Basically I've decided that I want to do French with some sort of business, so that could be just straight business studies, or it could be management or international management. Basically it's different at every uni, so they all call it a different thing. Although you can do straight French at Oxford, I just don't think that I'd want to do straight French. I'd want to do it with something else. And if I was to do it with business, it would give me a lot more skills to work, because I want to work in the business world, perhaps in France or in a French speaking country. So I just think, doing French by itself wouldn't really give me all the skills that I'd want from the degree. Okay, I'm now going to move on to the slightly more interesting part of the videos. I'm going to start screen recording my laptop. I've got my laptop down here. I'm basically going to be taking you guys through my UCAS like website and the courses that I favorited, and I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and stuff like that. So obviously like pretty much no one is going to be doing the course that I want to do, but this might be helpful if you don't really know like how to use the UCAS website. I'm not sure like how much like schools and colleges help you, because my school have been really good at helping us. I'm going to be taking you guys through the UCAS website and sort of showing you guys which universities I've like put in my favourites, like what do you call it, favourites page on my UCAS account. Okay, I'm gonna move over a bit so I can put my screen recording here, but I don't know if it's gonna work or not because I haven't done it before. Okay, so hopefully you can now see my screen somewhere either here or like inserted over the screen. I'm now on the UCAS website. I'm not sure when you can start choosing, because if you didn't know, I'm in lower 6, so I get to choose my course like next year. Don't know when it is, what date it is, but we can't choose yet. So basically you can just type in your course. So for me, I'm just going to put in French, and then also I'm just going to type in business like that. I'm not going to like go on about how to choose your course because I feel like I'm not the best person for that, because I'm so indecisive, but I think you just got to choose something you enjoy and maybe like look at your A-level subjects and see what your strengths and weaknesses, which subjects you enjoy the most and stuff like that. Click undergraduate, and then right at the moment the UCAS website is coming up with courses that are in clearing, which is for the current people that are in the year above me, but click no, show me courses starting in 2022. And then it should come up with all the courses that should be relevant to you. For me, like there's 99, but there's not a whole lot. Like if you were to type in like, I don't know, business by itself, there'd be hundreds of courses, but for my course it's quite specific, so there's not as many. So basically you can just scroll down and check what universities do your course. So for me, I'm interested in the University of Bath, Birmingham. I haven't really checked that one out, but that's a good university. You guys can see that there's like a heart button on the side of the course, so like I'm hovering over it now. Basically that like saves the courses that you like into your like account, so I think that's a really good tool. This is not sponsored at all, by the way, like this is just the website that everyone uses. Okay, here is my UCAS hub. Basically my favourite tool is to go into the favourites tab, which is the second to top one up there. But yeah, I'm just going to show you guys sort of the top universities that are doing my course. So first of all, University of Manchester, University of Edinburgh, University of Bath, University of Exeter, University of Nottingham, Queen Mary University of London, UCL, University of Warwick, University of Leicester, University of Liverpool, Newcastle University, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There are some other universities that do my course, but they're sort of like my favourite ones that I've found so far. I'm going to show you guys like how I'm sort of like limiting my choices down and how I'm sort of deciding which one's my favourite. So first of all, you can look at the sort of uni league tables. So in University League Table UK, the first one to come up, the Complete University Guide, is the one that I use. So for me personally, like I want to go to the top university that I can do, but obviously not all the universities do my course because it's quite a specific course. I think it's quite good to get the league up just to know like what the top university is that you can get into. So for me, like none of these ones do my course. In the top 10 really. UCL does, that's number 8, and also University of Warwick does, and University of Bath, which is number 10. But you need to remember that these are the overall ratings, so for some subjects they might be like near the top, whereas this is like a general sort of rating, so you can actually put in your subject. So for me, I'd probably put in French maybe, or business. So if I was to put in, I don't know what to put in. So if I was to put in French, the University League completely changes around. So it sort of like puts it in a rating for that course. So like the sort of facilities that they have and stuff like that. And the student satisfaction rates, which are quite important to me as well. And then if I just change the subject league tables to like management or business, whatever it is, business and management studies, it now comes up with the top as Oxford, St Andrews. For me, I'm trying to like aim for like the top 10. So for me, for example, Bath, Warwick, UCL, they're sort of in the top 10. But you can't just go off league tables. Like for example, at the University of Bath, which I'm really interested in, they've just built like a huge new management building, where my lectures will be in, and it looks really nice. But then Bath also is really high up in the league tables, like number 7, so that's one that I'm really interested in at the moment. Definitely going to be looking around that in the summer, although it's quite far away. So yeah, the Complete University Guide website is really good, I think, for sort of seeing the top universities for your subjects. Another website that I found so helpful is called the Uni Guide. This is not sponsored at all, but I found it the other day and it's been so useful. So basically you just type in your course. So I'm just going to put in business and French like that, search, and then basically it comes up with, it doesn't actually come up with all of them, but you can find literally all the courses on the website once you go into similar courses over here. It has really in-depth sort of information about the student satisfaction, about the graduate prospects, about the average salary, but so it's kind of like UCAS, but it goes into way more depth, which is really, really useful. So for example, if I was to go onto the University of Liverpool, it has the entry requirements, and then if you go down, it says the satisfaction rates for the separate subjects. It says medium here next to the rating, which is really useful because it sort of compares it to other unis, like the same course but at other unis, which is really useful. And it gives you really in-depth information about like the staff, like are they good at making it interesting, are they good at explaining things. Also breaks down the data, so it says how many people are female and male for that specific course, which is really useful. I also find it really interesting here where it says most popular A-level study for that course, so French, Maths, English, Lit. It also says the top job areas of graduates, which is also really useful. So yeah, I just think this is a really great website. Obviously not sponsored at all, I just want to help you guys out. And what I found really interesting is that the University of Edinburgh, basically I was really interested in this university because obviously it's quite like a well-known uni around the world, and it's quite like a well-respected uni. Basically I found that they have really low satisfaction rates. For example, for French it says 68% were satisfied, which is low compared to other universities. The course is well organised and has run smoothly. It's only 36%, which I think is really low, which is quite poor for a Russell Group uni that's quite like well-respected. So that sort of put me off applying to Edinburgh. I don't know if I will apply because obviously you've got to apply to 5. I don't know, that's kind of put me off a little bit, so I definitely make sure to check out this website because it's really like detailed, and obviously you can't just base your uni choice off like student satisfaction rates, but I think it's quite interesting to see because some unis have really, really high ones like 90%, but then some of them have like 60%, so I think it's quite good to check. Okay, before I end the video, I'm quickly going to put a few of my university courses into my top 5 because I don't have 5 that I love, but I'm going to put in like my top 2 or 3. I don't really know which ones yet. Well, I know one of them. One of my top ones at the moment is definitely the University of Bath. I just absolutely love the course that I found. So I'm just going to add that into my top 5. And also the city is lovely, and I've spoken to a really lovely girl from there that I met on the virtual open day. And she is doing the course that I want to do, and it sounds amazing. You basically get a year abroad and you can study in Montreal, which is the French speaking part of Canada, and you can work in Paris, and it just looks like a really great course. I'm also going to favourite the University of Warwick because that's a really like high, like well-respected uni. It's a campus uni, which I really like. It's really important to also like look at if it's a campus or a city uni as well, because that's quite important to me. Because personally I'd prefer to be on a campus uni, I think. I'm going to favourite that one as well. I'm going to put it into my top 5. And then I might do Edinburgh, but I just don't, the satisfaction rates really like put me off. I know it's 68%, but if you compare that to like Bath and Warwick, like they're like the high 80%, so that kind of puts me off. I'm just going to leave it as Bath and Warwick at the moment in my top 5 because it's quite hard to like choose universities, and obviously I've got like quite a few months left. I feel like I've been talking for ages, so I'm going to end the video here. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys all next week for a new video. Bye!